do you think technology is educating people or programming us? Right. And as I ask this question, I do want to ask because both Caroline and Emmanuel, IMI, they both were just finished courses or in courses where they learning technological tools and advancements in that nature. So I wanted to honestly, like, as you answered the question, I kind of wanted to get you to speak a little bit on that, like the course, and how have you incorporated that in your everyday life and in like how you move with technology nowadays in today's time. Well, we're gonna end with you. Just keep that in mind. But Adriana, you could answer that. So you can give
Okay.
your take on that. I'm sorry. Did you hear the question?
No,
I'll
you're
repeat
fine.
it. Do you think technology is educating us or programming us as people?
I think it's both. Again, with the duality, if you have an intention to educate yourself and also know that that's not the end all be all of education, then that's what it'll be. If you're dependent upon it and that's your end all be all, then it becomes dependent. Like it depends on the mind of the person, who's interested in the technology, the mind of the person that's using the technology, and the direction they take when they are using it. Um, like I would say, like, to jump onto the point that I made earlier about taking a break from social and then figuring out what that looks like for you after you've taken that break. That's a conscious decision. That's not a decision that everybody will make. I think if you're making conscious decisions like that, it might benefit you. That's just a personal opinion. Um, but there are a lot of people who would disagree and say that this is the way of the world. So why do I need to take a break? So I think there's nuance to that. But for me, it's balance. I'm all about balance.
Okay, Caroline. But before you say that, I agree. It's about balance because it's very easy for you to go into from educating to being programmed. And I guess it all depends too on what you're consuming. Are you a scroller on Instagram or are you a researcher on YouTube? Or, you know what I'm saying? So like it depends on what
Hmm.
you're consuming too on a day to day, but balance is very important. Caroline, what about you? What do you feel? Do you feel like technology is educating people or is it programming us?
Yeah, I think we just have to keep. I think the bottom line with this is that it is, are you nefarious or are you benevolent? You know what I mean? Are you for the good of humanity or for the worse of it? And the rabbit holes you can go down if you start thinking about evil and negative, but your mind is creating your reality. You are magnetizing. So I'm not thinking about any negative version of it. I think you have to have self control and see technology as a tool. If you really understand or understand your own power, it makes people ill being too involved with anything unnatural anyway. You start to get sick. If you watch TV all day, if you play PlayStation all day, or drink fizzy drinks, let's say that, sugary fizzy drinks instead of water, it gets, we all have our own meter. And I like to believe that humanity's meter is for the good, even though we're programmed with this evil, negative stuff in films and that. I don't believe that to be true. And it just makes me think of, in terms of the balance of it and how you use it, and going back to some of the stuff we said earlier, I've been watching some of these people that are living off grid in America, in the States, because you got the land to do that. And they're building these like clay houses, or they're using like really old school traditional things that are used in places like Morocco and the Middle East because they work. and they're more stable buildings, but they're combining technology with it. So they've got solar panels, and they've got washing machines, and they've got, you know, the ability to go on a laptop, and so they're off grid, but they're using technology to enhance a natural life. So, and there's countries, I think places like Japan kind of do that, you know. So really, that's, for me, that's what I think. It all comes down. Sorry, my solar panel's banging away like crazy. It comes down to self, but we have a universal consciousness, don't we? So, yeah, I cannot go down the dystopia road.
I kind of agree that the meter is more so for good as overall humanity, and I say that because, like, you think about it, that's why they do have to pump so much negativity out there for propaganda and programming. So it's like a fire starter or ignition. It's like if they don't do it, people naturally will more lean into their more softer side of their more like feminine, feminine side, not like girly side, but feminine softer side, right? So I feel like that is the reason why we get so much negative propaganda and all of that stuff. That's like the torch, or like starting the ignition to that. So I do feel like, yeah, it is more so on the good side, probably. You know?
And just to add to the point you just made, is it's negative. There's the negative, but what is the negative doing? It's creating fear, because that's what pushes humanity to do stupidness. That's what pushes genocide. That's what pushes racism and divide and ageism and every, you know, schism-ism that you want to talk about. It has to have a baseline of fear, because if we're not afraid of it, we're all right with it. We're not bothered until they say, all them black people coming to this country, they're taking the jobs, they're raping the women, they don't let them in your shop because they'll steal. Fear. So people have to live the reality and go, that's rubbish. They don't do that. They just told us they do that. You know, so I think it's negativity with the intention of creating fear, which is why it's important for us to just not be afraid. Because present moment awareness takes away the fear. Because right now, in this second, how are you doing? Are you alive? Are you breathing? Are you safe? Are you secure? Nothing to fear but fear itself, you know.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Indeed. So with this question, I think it's worded in a way that makes it, for me, seem like tech does something in and of itself. But it's not, do I think technology is educating people or programming us? Those who present the technology, right? And then what is programming, right? Are we talking about social conditioning, behavioral conditioning, observational learning, ideological indoctrination, environmental or system design? Because all those could be a form of education, right? Some things are passed down through family, and that's how we get programmed. So I don't see program, like Caroline said, I don't see it as this negative thing. And for me, the tech in and of itself is doing nothing. So the question then is not really, do I think technology is educating people or programming us? Because either way, tech is not doing anything other than what we do with the tech. We just got to remember that we're in control. So
that's an excellent point.
That's where I'm at with it.
Dang, with that, I think you might as well lead right into the next part, because that's an excellent point.